get my shoes and out the door. 5, I'm alive. 6, 7, 8, feeling great. 9, gonna shine, life is good. I'm doing fine. 10, gonna do it right and do it again, yeah. I look into the sky with all its beautiful color, but there's more than just for me, so gonna share it with another. I got to show, to give, let out. I want to sing and shout. Take a look and see a beautiful morning.
Been in here and people are roaring with laughter, so.
It's a dirty showroom.
Well, it's clean dirt.
You have here the best of the best.
Yes.
So we have many celebrities here. The Harley Madison come over here, and the Usher come over here many often, and the Paris Hilton come here.
Boy, I'm dating myself, but it's okay. Nobody else will. Oh. That's so Vegas.
How do you see the world?
Ha! At Shriners Hospitals for Children, we know that changing how you see things can turn them into everyday miracles.
Like riding my bike.
Breaking boards. Ha! Hugging my mom.
Every day for over 90 years, Shriners Hospitals for Children has been sending love to the rescue, regardless of a family's ability to pay.
If you know a child we can help, call or go online now.
Welcome to That's So Vegas. I'm your host, Christine McKellar, here in the fabulous Las Vegas Arts District with two fabulous performers, Marianne LeMoine and Yvette Karr. You two ladies are hysterical. You're talented. You represent everything about what is good in Las Vegas for more mature people like us, and you have a story to tell.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, you do. I understand that you're, well, obviously you're blood related because you look like twins. There is a little bit of an age difference, isn't there?
Well,
it's just 2 dog years.
2 dog years.
Me, I'm older.
We had to clarify that. And you've been singing together. Well, there's a whole lot of backstory here. Let's start with a little bit of background for viewers who aren't familiar with you yet, but they are going to be very familiar with you by the time we're done with them. How did this 50 Pounds from Stardom come about? That's really unique.
You know, it just came about 2.5 years ago. I had a previous singing partner, and together we carried on a little too much weight now and again, and we decided together, hey, let's call our show 50 Pounds from Stardom. And we laughed so hard that we just said, that's it. And then unfortunately she fell ill and was no longer able to continue on with the project, and we needed someone to fill her shoes, someone who was beautiful, a great singer, and way, 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 way loving and kind to the universe and everyone. And I was scratching my head until I went, oh my gosh.
Just right, your family.
My niece, Yvette. So that's how that happened.
And so how long have you two been performing together now?
We started rehearsing in September of 2017.
Oh my goodness.
And we've been performing literally since February.
Well, you really have it dialed. It's amazing. And I think a lot of that has to do with the genes.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of connection there now.
Yeah.
What was your first introduction to showbiz? You've been in it a long time. I'm not trying to date you, but you have plenty of stage miles under your belt.
I do.
And you've performed with some really incredible performers. Tell us a little bit about that and what got you going in the business.
Well, the very beginning of going in the business is my mom was a singer in World War II in the USO shows.
Oh, wow.
And my dad actually played reveille. So our house was nothing but music. Growing up, growing up, growing up, growing up. And she just followed suit with all of us. I have 3 sisters who sang professionally, so we were together as sisters for a while until everybody got married and had a baby and went left and went right.
And gained 50 pounds.
Yeah, I'm the one that gained 50 pounds. I'm the only one that didn't lose it. So,
but that's kind of the story of a lifetime, isn't it? I mean, you get so close to, like you've said, being right there, the center stage, and then you decide you're going to have a child and you gain the weight. And of course, they're always looking for the slender models. And what I like about you two is big is beautiful. And you two are just so bubbly and vivacious. How did you feel when you were little growing up with your mom, obviously one of your sisters, and all of these crazy, fun women singing and dancing? Is that what kind of...
Well, I started performing with my mother when I was about 5 years old. She sang with a big band. And so I was thinking I was all that because I got to sing Bad, Bad Leroy Brown. So I had, you know, my eye on the spotlight from day one.
So did you perform in school recitals and things
of
that
nature? Oh, yes.
nature?
I was in the play Oklahoma and a couple other things. I was the lead singer for our jazz band in high school. and then just took it from there. Every time I could get a few guys together that had any kind of musicality whatsoever, I said, who plays what? Let's form a band.
There you go. Now, there is a bit of a generation gap where you're probably more into the 40s and 50s, and you're kind of like me, like we still like the 70s and the 80s and the stuff like that. But have you kind of blended that together in the show?
Yes.
So,
Yes, as a matter of fact. And we write parodies to super fun songs.
I know you, yes.
Yes. and my previous partner and I wrote a lot of the parodies that we are still performing. But we have songs from Pink, and we have some current songs and songs from the 40s and some songs in between. And about 8 out of the 15 songs that we do are really heavily parodied, and it's pretty darn tootin' funny, I got to tell you.
I believe that.
Yeah.
I like that you've blended that generational thing there, you know, because music can be timeless. And then when you have relatives, and I could be wrong, I am not a singer. I try to be, but forget about it. When you look at like the Righteous Brothers, the original,
Right.
The Beach Boys, they were all like that far apart generationally, and so
Right.
the timbre of their voices. Did you find from your previous partner, who I know is a talented performer, well, here you're with a genetic almost clone.
Yes.
Has that brought out? Do you guys kind of feel like you're singing with each other's tone, or what? How does that feel?
Well, I think we both recognized immediately we have a lot of harmony in the show, but when we're singing in unison, there's not a chance you know who's singing what. It's identical, the vibratos, everything. And that's how it was with my sisters, too.
Interesting. Maybe that reminds me of the Lemon Sisters.
Yeah.
See, I'm dating myself.
There you go.
But it's more a generational thing, my older brothers and siblings.
Right.
So how do you feel about that? I mean, do you understand? I mean, you get it, that not everybody is a twig and not everybody
Right.
is a... So what are you parodying here?
Well, what we're doing, the storyline has changed from the previous situation.
Well.
And now the storyline is the elderly aunt, me, and she wants to be just like her aunt, and we have this storyline going on, and I'm saying, I don't think she's got what it takes to take the pressure of show business. I know she can sing, but I don't think she can handle this. And then she begs for a chance, and then I give her the chance, and then halfway through the show, I'm just a little bit regretful that I gave her a chance because she's so good, you know. And then we kind of have our little kibitzing, and so we parody in the beginning about how hard it is to not have a 36, 24, 36 figure in showbiz, and the rejection. And then as we go on, it becomes about age and stamina, and then all of a sudden, she's the star. And it's and so what the lyrics parody weight, age, and all the things in show business. Yeah, everything.
It's like a lot of it.
And I have to tell you myself, it's hysterical.
I've seen clips.
It's hysterical.
I haven't seen the new show, but I know that you have something coming up in June, correct?
That's right. On June the 6th, we are so blessed to be performing with the wonderful women singing group Dangerous Curves.
Oh.
They're awesome. And they are the hosts of the show at the Suncoast Theater, Suncoast Showroom. And it's the Ed Matthews Variety Show at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on June the 6th.
Oh, that's going to be
And we're the
fun.
featured guests, so we get a 20-plus minute spot to do our best to have everybody falling out of their chairs.
Oh, that's great. So you'll do that. I have no doubt that you will. So and that brings up an interesting point. Is it easier to do a 90-minute or an hour-long production or a 20-minute?
I actually got to do 20-minute spot before with the show, and it was fun and super engaging with the audience, and I will tell you that they wanted more. Right. But our show was 1 hour and 20 minutes long, and you
have a story to tell.
We have a story to tell, and it's equally fun, even if you only get to sing one song at any guest spot. Right. But the hour and 20 minutes, in answer to your question, I think I don't know what you think about it, but I think the hour and 20 minutes is just like so great, and it's so fun, because really that's where home is. On the stage.
Also, you do have a story to tell, and
Yes,
there's
we
a
do.
progression there.
We do.
Do you have intermission?
No, no
Okay,
intermission.
so it's just straight. That's going to take a lot of stamina. I mean, because you're not just sitting up there.
No.
They're performing, and you have props, and you have all
Yes,
these
we
wonderful
do.
things. You're telling a story.
Mhm.
It's like an opera of a sort, right?
It is.
And this quiet one runs deep. I can just tell
Oh,
that.
yeah.
We're going to be talking to her. We're going to take a little break here. I have to give a shout out to my sponsor, but also we have more to cover, and there's more. What is the word? Well, we have more family members involved in the production, so we'll talk
yes.
about that. Somebody very special.
Yes.
Quick shout out to the Red Roof Inn. They're on Paradise across from the Hard Rock Hotel. They sponsor the show. They're pet friendly. They're close to the airport and the Strip. Don't go away. I'll be right back with, well, between the three of us, I'm going to say 100 pounds from stardom. See you in a minute.
It's pretty amazing when you consider that 7 years ago, we didn't have the treatments we have now. We cure 80% of children with cancer. If you think about that, I mean, go back 50 years, we were curing 20 to 30%. This is the miracle story of modern medicine. We understand what makes this cancer tick. And of course, without donors from around the world, this just couldn't happen. And there's one thing we're focused on here at St. Jude, and that's beating this thing.
Eat your heart out, Bobby Flay, Emerald and Rachel Ray. These two broads are here to stay.
Welcome back to That's So Vegas. I'm so happy to be sitting here with such superlative rock stars. 50 pounds from stardom. We're going to throw in a couple extra pounds of mine. But you know what? This show is not all about me. It's about you two.
There you go.
And I love this family thing because think of humor, parody. Everybody could think of the Bunker family, but we're talking about the LeMoine family.
Exactly. And that's a scary one.
And also, we were talking before we went to break that it just doesn't stop at the blood relatives. Your husband's involved in the production.
That's right. He's our musical director, and he does perform with us as far as backing us up on all the noodling while I'm telling my showbiz stories.
Mm-hmm.
And we have 3 segments of that are extremely entertaining. As you mentioned before, my 50 years in show business and 50 pounds from stardom and all that stuff.
And your younger niece.
And my younger niece, who's 50. And said, I'm sorry, I gave that away.
Lovely. It's cosmic.
I know, it's totally
That's
50, 50, 50.
amazing.
You know, and anyway, yes, my husband, Whitney Phoenix, and he's a pianist at the Bellagio.
Oh, he's so talented.
And he writes all our charts and arranges the songs, and he's with us live when he can be, and when he's not, we're tracked. And
the word I
also,
couldn't pick out of my brain was nepotism.
There you go.
I almost said incest, but that's not relative.
No, incest is not relative. Very good.
It's only
Maybe
relative.
you should write with us.
I wish. I would love to be part of that show. You know, I've seen your previous when you first came out with the production. So back to you, young lady. You grew up around crazy women who are so gifted and talented,
Absolutely.
like your auntie here. And your mom also sang. So have you lived in Vegas a long time or what?
No, I got a phone call in September. I got material about a week later, and I moved a month later. November, 2 months later.
Oh, you
so
came
I've only
up
been
expressly.
here since November.
And where did you come from?
I was in the just up in the mountains outside of Yosemite in California.
Are
in
you
Oakhurst.
kidding? She gave up a lot. I mean, clean air, pine trees, you know. Well, the possibility of a violent volcanic eruption, forest fires. I'm trying to.
Yeah, the fires were a little scary and devastating. But
now, did you ever think when you were growing up that one day you'd be performing with your auntie and or even moving to Las Vegas?
it was always in the back of my head that, you know, I know there's a purpose for me out there somewhere. I'm not sure what it is yet till I got that phone call. So then I was like, okay, there it is. That's where I'm supposed to be. Let's pack it up. I'm ready to go.
And here you are.
And here I am.
So you just decided to call her. It just came to you that I'm going to call my niece.
Well,
and we're gonna.
you know, that's kind of tough to ask somebody to come move to Las Vegas and be a star. It works really well. Okay, you know, and so You know, I just knew that we had the natural charisma with each other. Yvette was always in rock music, Christian rock music, and rock bands. And she was a complete polar opposite of me in music taste and performing and whatnot. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is just gonna, I really should find somebody who's as old as I am and understands where I'm coming from and what's happening, because after all, it is all about me. And so anyway, I called her.
Oh, sorry.
I know she probably did something bad. But anyway, I just thought, you know, I need somebody who's going to love me and go with it, and she picked up on it right away.
And what I love, and I've heard this story before, and I've actually lived this kind of a story, sometimes, like when I debuted on Cox Cable and they ruined every single show, and I'm crying going, how can I work this hard? And they're doing this and they're duh.
Right.
And when you look back, you understand that was kind of meant to happen. It's up to you to pick up the ball. You could have dropped the ball and said, well, my equally aged partner or whatever, it's not working out, so I'm going to go find another partner that age and that same. But you didn't. You thought outside the box, and she was just there waiting for you, kind of. It's exciting.
It's very exciting. And
love your background, girl.
She's a rocker.
I'm a rock star.
Well, I kind of see it. And then here you are. I mean, typically you do a lot of the classics, the Sinatra and Whitney's so gifted, and I don't know, I'd love to, does he play Gaga or something? I'd love to see Whitney let his hair down.
I'll tell you what, though, he plays Pink Floyd, and that's in his repertoire at the Bellagio, and when all of the rich and famous are sitting in there listening to him, all of a sudden Pink Floyd comes out, and a whole lot of people over in the lobby are like, hey, let's go over there, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But there's really nothing he can't play, and that's, you know, I'm not saying that just because he's my husband. He makes the piano sound like an entire orchestra.
You know, it's interesting too, and I was saying it could be genes, but you two are so full of life and vivacious. You both look marvelous. There's absolutely a family resemblance there.
Well, I was named after her for a reason.
Her middle name is
My
Marianne.
middle name is Marianne.
No kidding. Yes. So it's all good. And who'd have thunk, like when you were just a little girl, that one day you'd be moving to Las Vegas, sharing the stage with your auntie, and actually you're bringing something to a lot of people, because there comes a point you do have to do crossover. You just can't stick with the 40s genre, and that it's not going to keep working after a while. Some people get too much rock, but when you can bring it together like you do on the stage, plus you're poking fun.
Right, and the other thing is that music, we know, is a healing to everybody's soul, no matter if it's rock, jazz, pop, whatever.
Right.
It's all healing, but there's one little bit of action that we do as human beings that is a little more healing than music, and that's laughter.
Laughter. It is the best medicine.
Yeah, it
Look
is.
at Bob Hope, Phyllis Diller, all of them lived into their hundreds, and they shared, you know, we have so many treasured icons, Jerry Lewis, Dean Martin, people like that.
Right.
But, well, so since September of last year, so it hasn't even been a year yet.
Correct.
And we have the Suncoast, you have the Suncoast gig coming up.
Yes, June 6th.
What is the biggest venue, one after the other, then shall we do age before, not teasing.
I knew that was coming.
No, I just wanted
it actually went through my head.
I wanted to see if I could get away with it. No.
Yeah.
What is the biggest venue, and what is the venue that you're looking forward? I mean, if you could do your dream venue this year, because you're on a roll, what would you do, and could you compare it to something that you've done in the past?
Well, the dream venue, like the ultimate dream venue, would be to actually have a performing theater of my own to give everybody like us a chance and keep things going. That would be the ultimate dream, with tons of money
in my
bank account.
Oh,
in
well,
Las
the
Vegas.
money in the bank.
Yeah, in Las
Vegas.
Vegas. But we do have a goal. We do have a dream, and we expect to be a headliner on the Strip.
Love it.
And we expect it to be in a cabaret type theater.
Even better.
Our show is extremely intimate, and if we have 300, 400 people max in the room, everybody's going to be able to be a part. Everybody's going to be able to be a part of it, and it's just constant humor, back to back, back to back to back to back, with just only a couple serious moments, but singing like nobody's business, and we want to be between Sahara and Tropicana.
Oh, so they have a spot in mind already. As for you, younger lady, I'm going to get it after this.
No, it's all good.
I could just imagine her wanting to rock T-Mobile Arena.
Oh, well, you know, I'm pretty good with any venue. My dream is to see us on Broadway.
Nice.
Well, we
actually
do have a couple of people that are saying, "You sure you don't want to come to New York?" And
well, I just have to get her on a plane.
Oh,
I don't fly.
Don't you have a motorhome?
Right.
Take a road trip.
We do. We have a beautiful one on our vision board.
That's well, everything on your vision board
so far
is coming true.
Yes.
It's important to have those visions.
Yes, because we have very distinct props.
Yvette,
So
you could
we
get
have
her in a
to have-
motorhome, drive her across
yeah.
4
Yeah.
days, whatever.
I can get her in a motorhome, no problem.
Yeah.
But I'm not the one who likes to drive. I'm like, I want to see it all. We need to get there.
I could just see you two on the road. I mean, I'm going to let the cat out of the bag. I'm taking That's So Vegas on the road. So. But I'll talk about that on my own segment in my own time.
Okay.
And you two, as always, are just so enchanting and entertaining. And
Thank you.
This time has literally sped by.
Yes.
And I've just been immensely entertained. I enjoy your energy and your company, and I want to thank you for being guests.
Thank you for
Thanks
your
for having us.
support.
Oh, it's
Thank
a
you so
pleasure.
much.
And let's remind everybody the Suncoast showroom.
June 6th.
June 6th.
It's a 2 o'clock in the afternoon show.
Come get a taste, because once you get a taste, you're going to want more. You're going to want 50 pounds more.
That's right.
Amen to
Amen.
that. Well, break a leg, and I will see you personally. Oh, wait a minute. I have a wedding on June 2nd. I won't be there.
6th.
Oh, good. I will see you.
It's a Wednesday.
Wednesday, June 6th.
Your name is on the VIP list, so
I
you
love
better
it.
be there.
Oh, I will be there. I wouldn't miss it for anything.
We only get 4 names.
Okay. Well, that's right. People have to pay. We have to support the arts here.
It's actually, the show is free.
Well,
and what you do is just go in and get one of their player cards at the Suncoast, and you
Okay.
have to swipe it between 11:30 a.m.
And showtime.
And
showtime.
showtime, and you're in free.
I love it. And That's So Vegas. All right. We'll be seeing you.
1, 2, 3, 4, get my shoes and out the door. 5, I'm alive. 6, 7, 8, feeling great. 9, gonna shine, life is good. I'm doing fine. 10, gonna do it right and do it again, yeah.